I will believe where others have doubted. I will always uphold the prestige, honor, and respect of my team. I have trained my mind and my body will follow, but I will never surrender. Weakness will not be in my heart. I will arrive at the cutting edge of battle and win by any means at my disposal.
We're live for the World Infamous Whitney Forum. Raphael racing again for Rob Hart. Rob Hart on assignment tonight, as it is a night that tests your block heater and tests your extension cord here tonight, your booster cables, as the Flin Flon Bombers square off against the Estevan Bruins. From this cathedral of hockey, you can have your Olympia Stadium in Detroit, your Chicago Stadium in Chicago, but nothing quite like a minus 50 outside night at Action Hot here in the Whitney Forum. Speaking of hot, nobody hotter at home than the Bombers. 16-0 in this SJHL season. The winners of 8 straight. Head coach and general manager Mike Reagan wasn't satisfied, went out shopping, did a whole bunch of wheeling and dealing going on with the Humboldt Broncos. As we welcome in the color analyst, the thinking man's Gary Dornhofer, the Canada's hockey dad Mike Slip. And Mike, you've seen some of the newest Flin Flon Bombers. How do you think new folks have been acclimated here to the Flin Flon side?
Early to say, Raph, but you know, Charlie Tripp, second best name in the SHL next to Maverick Delisle.
True.
Had a good game. You know, he just didn't get a lot of shots, so it's still the story's still to be told. But interested tonight because these Estevan Bruins are. This is a good team with some high-powered scoring. Folks, relax. Rob Hart will be back. We're happy to have Raphael here.
I'm the Gilles Gilbert to his Gary Cheevers, the Andre Rasico to his Patrick Waugh.
That's right. But I know sometimes people panic a little, but as you say, he's on assignment. He'll be, I believe, back tomorrow. So, yeah, we're happy to be here at the Whitney Forum on this freezing cold evening.
Yeah, these are the diehards. These are the truest hockey fans who made it out here tonight. Bombers, of course, #1 team in the SJHL. Estevan currently tucked in 6th spot, right in there with Nipwin and Weyburn, making up their games in hand here during this mini road swing. Ewan Rennie, got to be the hottest scorer right now in the SJHL. He's already got 28 goals. Rylan Williams, 58 points. And Mike, can you believe it? Whenever you bring up the Bruins, it was 2022 when you and me called the league finals back there years back.
Right. That's right. Those were great series. Cash Olsen, I should say, is the leading rookie here for the scorer for the in the league for the Estevan Bruins. So, as I say, some high-powered scoring.
That's where gearing up for the national anthem. Getting set for this tilt between the Bruins and the Bombers. Estevan taking the lengthy 10-hour-plus trip to make it up here to Flin Flon.
Hockey fans, would you please rise and stand if you can. Remove your headwear and join Lisa Ferry in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And here we go, getting set for the Flin Flon Bombers and Estevan Bruins. Dylan Adams getting the start in net for Estevan, and it is going to be Charlie Tritt getting the start for the Flin Flon Bombers, coming in the big blockbuster trade with the Humboldt Broncos. And congratulations to Charlie Tritt, who got the Big Div 1 scholarship, Mike.
Yeah, we don't see him much these days in the SHL, so Charlie, well-deserved. It was great to see today that he's got that Div 1 to NCAA. And of course, you know, we mentioned the top scorers in the league in Estevan, but Charlie Tritt being the #1 goalie in the SJHL. It was, I have it here. His stats are fantastic. 2.18 goals against average and a .938 save percentage. That's great, but Estevan has some pretty good goaltenders himself. Who's in there tonight? Dylan Adams is in tonight.
The Bruins coming into this one, 21-13, 2-1, good for 45 points in 6th place. Bombers 26-9, 0-1, top overall, 53 points, undefeated at home, and we are underway with the Bombers and the Bruins. Raphael Saray alongside Mike Slip. As the action goes right underneath us here, that's Holt. He's going to chip it into the Flin Flon Bomber end. Backed away by Tritt, uses backhand, bouncing it off these lively Whitney Forum boards, which he'll be acclimated to sooner rather than later. They chip away at it in the corner, working their way out. This is going to be Fauchon for the Bombers. Moves ahead over to Ewan, trying to find Arbery. Arbery's going to skate into the corner with it. Can't find with it, moved out in front. As the Bruins try and clear it. Not doing a good job of that as Fauchon keeps control of the puck. They jam away at it, and here comes Stinton. Stinton moves it over to the point. Tees that one up for Knutson, one of the former Humboldt Broncos, now with the Bombers. Estevan trying to clear, bounces it off the boards. Fauchon gets it back in the Bomber end. Stinton chips that one into the corner. Andrews going back to get it for Estevan. Kind of backhands it behind his own net. Lang, great stay-at-home defenseman for the Bruins, but he loses it to Lesperance. Lesperance going back behind the Estevan end. They keep it in. Bombers trying to get a shot away, can't do it, but the Estevan just can't clear. Harvey gives it up to Ulmer. Ulmer with a nifty move, top of the circle. Ulmer puts that on, and a great save by Adams. Flash in the leather for his first save of the night.
The Bruins stuck in their own end. The Bombers just with a ferocious forecheck. Wyatt Stinton, he just pickpocketed the puck from a player. It's like he was on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. he with all the pickpockets there. It was a great play. Nearly scored. A lot of pressure. Reed Arbery with another nice try. He's had a great season.
I've never been, Mike. I've never been. Should I go?
Well, you just make sure your wallet's in your front pocket.
All right, they're tucking in my shoe. There go the Bombers. They win the draw. Opportunity here for Flin Flon. They get it going behind the net, teeing it up in front to Fauchon. Fauchon tries to shoot that one, but it goes over Olsen, 6 for Estevan. He's trying to move it ahead to Muller. Muller takes it across the Bomber line. Hops over a stick. It goes into the corner. That's Knutson back chasing it. He's got it for Miller. Miller can't find it. Miller and Muller out there jacking away at it, and it goes in and around the Bomber line. You take it, I don't want it. There's a few players take a stab at it. Nothing doing there. And Morozov has it back at his own end. He sends that down to the Estevan, and it goes over to Adams. Adams leaves it there for Ashby for Estevan. Ashby taking a peek at it. He's going to see what he can kind of come up with here as Ryder Muka. Oh, he gets blown by, and here comes Onrait. Onrait over the Cramp. Cramp can't get the shot away. They chip away out in the corner. This is Breeze with the top of the face-off circle, and a beautiful save right there as Charlie Tritt makes a glove save. And the face-off will be deep in the Flin Flon Bomber end. As a little patience here from Estevan, I think. Yeah. They went back behind their own end, trying to get something going here. As just in the early going, these are two very well skating teams. This will be very interesting to see how it goes on this kind of smaller ice surface.
We saw that last week against Georgian too. Two great fast teams.
I think this is pretty much Olympic Italy dimensions here, Mike. This is pretty much what we're seeing here.
This rink's finished though.
That it is. Better dressing room for sure.
Yeah.
Taking it up here, it's Miskew trying to find something to do with it. He's just going to dump it into the corner. Screwed out there by Williams. Williams loses it ahead to Miskew. Miskew sends it back behind the Estevan net. Tverdovsky, son of the great Oleg Tverdovsky, old school Jet there.
Wow.
Coming out of California, because when Tverdovsky went to Anaheim, a product of the, well, we would call it the Gretzky generation, Mike, but it's the Drew Doughty generation now. Ewan tries to get something going here. It goes up behind the Estevan net. Estevan just can't seem to clear it. Bouncing it off the boards, kept in by Ewan, and it's scooped up and a save there by Dylan Adams.
You mentioned Wayne Gretzky era. You know, I really believe that with Wayne Gretzky going to LA, changed hockey in the United States, and that's how they've caught up. And I think Wayne Gretzky was the catalyst for that. And when he went to LA, and it just became a popular sport.
Without there's no Anaheim. I don't think there's Dallas. I don't think there's San Jose. I don't think there's Nashville. I don't think there's any of that.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it with the United States Junior program, which is also organized, getting everybody in Michigan all together and trying to get a super team going there. That is Andrews gets it back behind the net. Lang for the Estevan Bruins, chips it out, finds Holt. Holt can't do much with it, and it kind of dribbles into the back of the net, the back behind the net for Charlie Tritt. Tritt takes it over to Meunier. Meunier trying to get by Beasley of the Estevan Bruins and just rolling down. Andrews didn't even want the puck. Ewan seems to be fighting for it. This is Knutson. Moves it over to Meunier. Meunier tries to slip that one and misses on the near side. Beasley back at her. Holmes keeps it in for the Bombers. And now Beasley has his pocket picked there by Reed Arbery. Back they go to the Bomber end as Flin Flon trying to get something organized here. Here comes Wyatt sitting across the Estevan line. Snipes that one, hits Adams right in his crest and bounces off. Sends down the length of the ice, and Fauchon is back there to get it for the Bombers. Fauchon sends that one over to Ewan. Ewan can't handle it. Admonson of Estevan takes it across the line. Fires that one into the corner. Onrait has it over his stick. Ashby fires one high, and it is caught by Tritt, and it'll be a face-off deep in the Bomber end.
I understand Charlie Tritt's waiting for the new wrap for his mask. It's a beautiful mask, but it's all Humboldt colors and art. So I'm sure Charlie will be excited to get the new wrap for that mask.
Was it airbrushed? Do the auto body guys? You could help them out with that, couldn't you?
Well, no, but no, it's like a wrap they put on cars these days, I guess. It's at least that's what he's waiting for. I don't know if that's a wrap or not that he's got on there now, but it's pretty cool. No?
Pretty much safety first. You don't want to be going out there looking like Jason the Terrible.
Goalies, they have to look good.
As the officials trying to figure out something, finally drop the puck. They finally dropped the puck. Ashby wins the draw. Goes back to the Estevan end. They jam away in the corner. Knutson can't get it. Goes over Cramp's stick. Ron, the defenseman. Big kick save of the beauty there by Tritt. Cramp tries to put it in again, but there's traffic in front of the net. And it is easily cleared away. Les Perrins trying to bounce it off the boards, and everybody collides with each other. Ron hits it. I thought it was a hit by a high stick.
Well, we got a penalty.
Yeah, there was just a big collision right there. About 4 players, and we'll see who gets called for it. It looks like it's going to be Elson.
I I don't know if it's a penalty or the ref was just calling the high stick on the puck. I'm not sure.
Well, Olsen's standing by the penalty box.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Two of them are going to go here.
Elson and Les Briuns are going to go, so it looks like it'll be for a side here. More open ice for these great skating teams.
The Estevan Bruins starting to get their legs and putting a lot of pressure. And you said it, Raf. A great save by Charlie Tritt. Got the big pad out.
It's so tough for a Bomber goaltender. We have problems with Peck. You make all these saves, but you're only getting about 18, 20 saves a night, and just the mental resiliency to keep involved in the game is something that Bomber goaltenders have had to master.
Yeah, I mentioned that last game with Charlie. If it might be something he needs to get used to. Watch will say it, and he'll get shelled with a bunch of shots tonight. So
announcer curse.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
This is Harvey does a nifty little move there, a little backhanded pass, tries to get it to Holt. Tritt comes out of his net. He fires that away. That is over to Joey Lees. He leaves that behind for Fauchon. Fauchon back from behind his own net, sends it over to Seitz. Seitz gets it back to the Estevan Bruins end. They fight for it in the corner. Lees out there trying to get a stick on it, but it's over to Fauchon. Fauchon moves it ahead to Muka. Muka moves it behind the Estevan net. Gets it back down low over to Fauchon at the point. Fauchon looking to tee it up. Big slap shot there by Lees. Save, and it is chipped down the ice. And well, I think it's a Bomber power play here, even though Les Briuns is in the booth here, or is it just a clock issue?
No, there's two Bruins in the box.
Oh, there we go. So technically a power play here, as there was that big collision that happened just in front of Charlie Tritt. They jam away at it in the corner. Back to the point they go. This is Martin. He tees it up. Bounces back the width of the ice for Stinton. Going to Knutson. Knutson lets that one fly. Big save in front by Adams. Knutson's able to knock it down, but he's got to go back to retrieve it behind the red line. Stinton loses it, and here comes Williams for Estevan. Williams on a 2-on-1. Oh, great defensive play there. Great opportunity by Andrews. Moves it over to Miller. Miller backhands it. Oh, I thought he was going to backhand it. He's just going to keep it and put it out in front. Leave it for Mounier. No, that's not Mounier. Mounier's over to Morozov. Thought he was going to find Mounier. Sends it over to Holmes. Holmes has that one blocked by Rennie, who's the gunner. Just a great sniper for Estevan, but we haven't really seen his offensive prowess as of yet. They're back to even strength. Mounier, neat little move there. Gonna let it fly. Hits Andrews in the back. Nothing doing there. Holmes keeps it in for the Bombers. Bombers go off for a change as Estevan comes to regroup. Here comes Lang. Lang with a nifty move. Gets it across center ice, lets it fly, goes it into the corner. Asmundsson tries to get it for Estevan. Not much happening there. Holt takes it at the other end. Oh, it goes or skates it. And Omer jabs away at it. Ron's able to pick it up for Estevan. He can't do much with it. It comes back the other way for Seitz. Seitz says that one. 5-hole save from Adams for Estevan. Comes back behind the net. Ashby tries to put it into the Bomber end. Can't do it there. Knocks it down. Ashby's got to go back and retrieve it. Another aggressive forecheck here for Flin Flon. 12 minutes to 10 seconds to go in the first period. This is Holt for Estevan. Nifty little backhander. That one's easily knocked aside by Tritt. They fight forward to the corner. Tritt takes a swipe at his crease again. Matthew Ron tries to tee it up. He can't get a shot away. Back behind Admundsson. He misses it. And this is Miskew for the Bombers. He's going to try and clear it. They work it around. Yakimchuk sends it over the Seitz. Seitz fires that one down into the corner. Getzlaff picks it up for the Bruins. He's accosted there. As this is Muka, puts it up in front. Oh, great opportunity by Morozov in front. Another shot. Miskew puts that one on. And the Bombers, this is the depth of the Flin Flon Bombers. You know, they years past, Mike Slip, they've had a couple of gunners, a huge D-man, a good goalie, and then everybody around for the ride. They can roll 4 lines this year.
It's really, the team is spread through beautifully. It's a well-balanced team. Just want to tell you about those penalties, Ralph. Rory Ellison got a major 5-minute for charging. Carter Onright got a roughing penalty, 2 minutes, and Keaton Lesperance with a 2 minutes. So I think those 2 minutes off the 5 is still up for the Bruins.
Penalty box is empty, so
must be all over.
It's all over now, but officially we got everything. Yes, it was a little confusing trying to figure it out here. Mike Slip on this. Technical support, statistician.
You got the wrong guy, but I'm going to try.
You try though, Mike.
Yeah,
you try. That's half the battle.
I'm going to try. You need to take a breath there. The play went on forever without a whistle because I wanted to talk about that penalty, but it's good end-to-end action.
Me and Marty Martinson, the Estevan announcer, are going to have a breath-holding contest.
Well, Marty's going to win that.
You may have to time that with an hourglass as they jab away at it in the Bomber end along the boards. Flin Flon still can't clear for Sean. Gets a grip on it, and here comes Morozov. Morozov across the Estevan line. Moves to the top of the circle. Nifty little move. Can't get the shot away. Nifty back pass. Tries to get it to Lees. Lees can't fire it off. Lees back with it. Back to Morozov. Nifty little move. He's out in front. He takes a swipe at it. Dylan Ellens with a great save. And it comes back the other way, and here comes Estevan. Oh, but Lees is right there. That big forecheck having problems for the Bruins. They chip into the corner. That's Mounier. He can't hold it as Tritt sends it over. He overskates it. And it comes back the other way. Here comes Ulmer. Ulmer and Tverdovsky jab away at it. Lesperance back out there. He tries to hit Tverdovsky, misses and hits the boards himself. Elson, the Estevan captain, has it behind his own net. Trying to get some going here as the Bombers. This is Mounier. Tees it up. Misses on the near side. Estevan just trying to bounce it off the boards and go out for a change here as Mounier tries to pass it over to Martin. And the play is whistled down.
Well, as advertised, Raphael, it's a really fast-paced skating game. It's halfway through the first period already. 10 to 5 shots for the Bombers. That's not uncommon, although they were outshot in the first period last game against the Yorkton Terriers here. But
it's not uncommon for the Bombers to put 40, 50 shots on the team though this season.
We've seen 69 this year at one time.
Elson has it for Estevan. He misskates it. Here comes Stinton. Stinton in the slot. Backhands it. Oh, Tverdovsky with a great defensive play. Ewan tries to put it in the blue paint. Can't pull the trigger on it. It comes back the other way. Oh, great. Just knocking it down there from Mounier. Sends it over to Arbery. Arbery has it for the Bombers. Tries to get past Ashby. He's able to do it, but they collide in the corner. Cramp tries to clear it. He gets hit by Stinton. And it comes back the other way as Tverdovsky clears it over to Elson. Elson has it across the Bomber line. Great defensive play here as here come the Flin Flon Bombers. Mounier across the line. He tried to feed that to Stinton, just overskates it. Mounier back at her, trying to fire it on here. They chip away at it over to Ewan. Rhett Ewan has it. He's trying to make a move over to Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk to the point, tries to get in the traffic in front. Adams is able to steer that away. It goes over to Miskew in the corner. Miskew peers up in front, big save there. Miskew. Miller tried to put that one on point, but great reflexes there from the Estevan netminder as the Bruins just trying to weather the storm here, the Flin Flon Bombers. Williams does a little U-turn. He sends it over to, it's going to be Ron over to Yakimchuk. He loses it. Briuns takes it for the Bombers. Breeze out there. He gets nailed there by Muka. Here comes Harvey. He slips. And here come the Bombers' Ryder Muka. He's able to keep it in for the Bombers. They fight for it in the corner. Not much doing there as it's all tied up. Briuns tries to back it. I thought he was trying to get it to Yakimchuk at the point. Seitz now, he finds Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk lets that one fly. Big rebound. Seitz has it in the corner. He loses it to Harvey. Ron sends it the width of the ice over to Getzlaff. Getzlaff finds Williams, and finally the Bruins are able to clear, and they're in the Bomber end. Williams lets that one fly. Getzlaff back to get back to it after Tritt shoos it away. They fight for it in the behind the net. Briuns loses it to Harvey. Harvey now gets over the Breeze on the point for Estevan. Holt back to the other point. Puts it behind the net. Harvey tries to find somebody in front, but there's nobody there. Briuns bounces it off the boards, tried to clear it for the Bombers. Andrews going to fish it out for Estevan. Andrews is going right down Main Street. He's going to send that one in and covering up his Tritt. And the play is whistled down.
I'm sure we're going to see, we're going to the immediate timeout.
The fastest minute in sports,
yeah,
Mike Flynn.
it is. I get to sit down.
Give a big congratulations.
Estevan Bruins stuck in their own end. The Bombers just moving the puck around. It's like it's a power play. Yeah, there it is, a little tribute to Charlie Tritt.
The Lake Superior State Lakers out of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Yeah.
And Div 1 school. Former Bombers on that team. Do you know, Mike?
I don't know.
No, okay.
I don't know.
Because they tend to, as you know, Mike, players tend to be your best recruiters.
Yeah, well, shoot, I can't remember. Kuzma had a bunch of guys with him, and I can't remember what university it was. But RIT has taken a lot of Bombers, but I'm afraid...
Alaska is a big Bomber hotbed?
Yeah, I believe, it's a shame, but I think those days may be slowing down with the WHL players being eligible for NCAA, and God only knows what BCHL is, the disturbance that mess is causing. And but it's just a shift, Ralph. I think our junior A players you'll see more of them in CIS hockey.
Well, yeah, U Sports, yeah.
Yeah, and where we used to see WHL players who weren't going to the NHL play in CIS, so.
Well, it's basically senior hockey is U Sport hockey. So the face-off back in the Bomber end. Bombers able to win it, trying to clear. This is Miller. He bounces it off the boards, finds Joey Lees. Lees sends it over to Knutson. Not much doing there. Lees has it against the side of the net. That comes back the other way for the Estevan Bruins. Asmundsson makes a nifty move there. Can't get it cleared out as Miller is able to fish it out for Flin Flon. Back out for Lees. He bounces it off the boards. Down the length of the ice it goes. Ron chases it down for Estevan. He moves that over to Andrews. Andrews sends that the length of the ice as Knutson back to get it for the Bombers. Xavier Fauchon has tried to find Miller with it just over his stick, and Lang is back to get it for the Bruins. As Estevan trying to get some momentum going here. 6:33 to go in the first period. Scoreless here in the Whitney Forum. This is Olsen, nifty move there. Cash Olsen, the rookie sensation. Nifty move, can't get it to go. Ashby tries to let it fly. Back behind, this is Rennie. He can't get anything going with it as the Bombers pick it up. Rhett Ewan scoops it down, fires it over tries to find Arbery. They don't get a whistle. Arbery back over, tries to do a nifty little triple deke move there, fires it off, just misses. Finds Stinton in the chest, bounces it off the body of Stinton as the pressure coming deep in the Estevan end. This is Rennie with it. Good hands and good wheels for Rennie, the top goal scorer in the SJHL. Lang takes a spin around. If you see Lang's stats, they are not indicative of his play as he does all the things away from scoring very, very well. Breeze collides here with Stinton just underneath us. Tverdovsky back to get it for Estevan. He fires it down, tries to find Elson. The Estevan captain, misplay by Tritt. This is Estevan's opportunity here, but it couldn't pull the trigger on it. The best opportunity of the night for the Bruins as Tritt was out of his own net. Moving out here is Onrat. He is nailed there by Martin. Coming back here is Miskew. Miskew over to Martin. Sends it back over to Ulmer. Ulmer sends it over to Miskew, who knocks it down with a high stick. Estevan trying to clear. Onrat picks it up for the Bruins. Bounces it off the boards. Yakimchuk fires it off here as Breeze misplays it. Tries to knock down the rolling puck. Can't get it to go do what he wants. That's picked up by Ulmer of the Bombers. He sends that one into the corner. Firing it up is Yakimchuk, top of the circle, right on net as Adams is able to cover up again.
Bombers playing very physical. Couple of big hits out there. L'Esperance, Rob and I talked about it last game. His physical play is just, he's come back from Christmas with a little burr in his saddle, and he's playing very, very heavy, which is great.
He's got a little Brad Marchand in him. He's got a little Claude Lemieux in him, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. He's not quite as bad, but he's a guy you want to have on your team. I think Knutson can be like that too.
That's Andrews for the Bruins. He fires it down. Knutson overskates him. Opportunity there. Right up in front. The Estevan Bruins score. I think that's Getzlaff puts it in. And it's 1-0 Bruins.
Charlie Tritt doesn't think so. Neither does Mike Reagan.
Kind of one of those broken plays that just ends up in the back of the net. The coach, Mike Reagan, not happy about it.
The referee.
Oh, there's a meeting here. We can't go up to the booth as much as we would like to. We can't go up to the guys upstairs.
No, but here's
here we go.
I don't know what the issue would be there.
Well, Yakubchuk is saying he maybe kicked it in.
Kicked it in. Let's see it again there, Matt Morrison. Here it is.
All right, back into the left here. And well, that's. I think Williams, what I thought was Getzlaff, he was right in front of him. Williams would probably get credit for it.
It looks like it could have been. We don't have the above the net camera here at the Whitney Forum.
No, we're not going to the control center in New York either.
No, they're going to call it a goal.
It looks like it's going to be a good goal.
Mike Reagan not happy at all, and he may have an argument, but again, I can't be sure. You have to be sure, Raf.
You can put a guy to the electric chair, but you need indisputable evidence in order to score a hockey goal.
That's right.
Circumstantial electric chair, that's fine. Oh, here come the Estevan again. Goals breed goals here. That's what happens in the SJHL, as Estevan has got some confidence here. This is Beasley with it right up in front, and it's kicked away there by Charlie Tritt. A swarm of activity is happening in front of Tritt. Beasley back to get it for Estevan. Sends it over to Ashby. Ashby back to Beasley. Beasley over to Ron across the bomber line. He leaves it for Holt. Holt top of the circle. Lets that one fly. Tritt couldn't get it cleanly, and it goes in behind him. Cash Olsen tries to pick it up for the Bruins. Moving back behind the bomber net. Muka's able to control it for Flin Flon. And away goes Ryder Muka. Muka bounced it off. I think it hit the referee's skate and took a funny hop. And away goes Andrews here for the Estevan Bruins. Fires it down the length of the ice. Tritt's not able to play it again, as the puck has been a little greasy for Tritt to knock down. Andrews keeps it in at center ice, fires it back down for Estevan, and the Bombers trying to regroup here from the corner. Nice little pocket pick move there by Rennie. Rennie sends it over tries to get to Lang, but Stinton's there racing for it. Moves it over to Ewan. Ewan can't take it, and it's knocked down by Olsen again. Olsen over to Muller. Muller loses it to Holmes as Olsen and Muller collide with each other. And Mounier has it for the Bombers deep in his own end. Bounces off the boards. Staying down is Tverdovsky for Estevan. Estevan trying to get a burst of speed here. Tverdovsky with a smooth skating stride. Fires that one off of the boards behind Tritt. And it comes back the other way here as Esperance is able to glove it down, but he blows a tire, sprawls down. He loses the puck. Martin's taking over. Lesperance finally gets up. Nifty backhand move. A sprawling Adams. He thought he had it. He does not. It's back to Fauchon at the point. He's going to let it fly. That one's blocked by Olsen. Olsen sends it back the other way, and here comes Onright. Onright across the bomber line. He makes a nifty move, trying to go coast to coast, but just couldn't get the shot away. Estevan Bruins showing a lot of confidence since the goal here as they lead 1-0. Ashby for the Bruins, trying to clear it out. Can't get it for Lesperance. Sends it back the other way for Martin. Martin fans on it. Adams was looking the other way. If Lesperance puts some more stick on it, probably ties it up, but it fires back the other way in behind the bomber line. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. 1-0 Estevan leads. As the Bombers having quicksand here in their own end, trying to clear it out here. Here comes Miller. Miller with a nifty backhand move. Can't get it there, and it's covered up by Dylan Adams, the Estevan netminder.
What a great game so far. We knew it would be. Again, these two teams are A, rivals, and B, two very well coached, well organized teams, skating very hard. And goaltenders have been pretty good too. That one that Charlie, I nearly called him Travis.
Trevor, I tuning in the jar, Mike, tuning in the jar.
Charlie, he had no chance.
You know how you spell Charlie Tritt, don't you, Mike? Trouble. As it was cut up in the mesh behind the net, and that'll be a face-off at the bomber end. As you notice the confidence of Estevan since they scored that goal, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. They 12 shots. I mean, they were hovering around 5 there for a long time.
Bombers win the draw. Miskew can't clear it, though. Williams is able to put a stick on it, but he loses it to Yakimchuk behind the Bomber line. Yakimchuk kind of spins around for it and finds Miller. Miller can't do much with it. Goes down the width of the ice. As Estevan looking to clear, bounces off Miller's skate. Yakimchuk hacks away at it, and here comes Lees. Lees overskates it. He fires it into the corner, works his way around. A minute of play in the first period. As Miskew tries to fire it on net, that gets blocked. Looking over to the point, sights over to Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk puts that one, shoot away by Adams. Miller up against the boards, looking to free it up. Yakimchuk fights for it, is able to keep it in. Bounces it off the boards, going over to Sights. Sights can't do much with it. As the Bruins get it back, and now here comes Estevan with Williams. Williams across the Bomber line, bounces it back to himself off the boards. It goes over Yakimchuk's stick. He can't do much with it as he sends it over the width of the ice. Firing it down, looking for Rydamuka. He loses it to Andrews. Andrews fires that one down, and Tritt back to get it behind his own net. Bombers deep in their own end. And, a giveaway here. Rennie. Oh, as time runs out, giving that guy 4 or 5 seconds, not the best course of action to take, but the Estevan Bruins take a 1-0 lead. And as we like to say, a great road period by Estevan.
It was a great road period. Started out slow, Raphael, but they got, as they say, they got their legs, and it was a great road period. And both teams played great. I think, if I had to say, I'd say the Bombers had the majority of the play. Wyatt Stinton, I think, had a fantastic period, and Les Briuns. So we're going to see what happens here in the second.
I always talk about the Whitney Forum boards because they're the most liveliest in the SJHL. But if you talk to players, you talk to coaches, you talk to goaltenders, it takes a while for the lighting of the Whitney Forum for players to get acclimated to it. And that's sort of what you saw because Estevan came up the night before. Just the actual visualness, just your eyes adjusting to everything. And once Estevan seemed to figure that out, that's when they got a little skip in their step.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right about the boards. I wish the Bombers who know these boards would use them a little more often because you miss that net. Who was good at that was
Dylan McCombie was very good at it.
Yeah, there's a number of players that just would play it, and it creates a great scoring chance because the goalies aren't familiar with it.
You can pass it to yourself pretty much.
Exactly.
You take a slap shot, you bounce it off the boards, and the goaltender is pretty much stunned at what's happened, and you're able to kind of use it as another player almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's 1-0 Estevan. They lead the Bombers. We'll see how things shake down in period number 2. We'll get to that momentarily. Raphael Soraya alongside Mike Slip. Here we are for Flow Hockey. We're live from the Whitney Forum. Second period on the way. yes, Mike Slip, the horn's going because you demanded it.
Let me tell you, it's a good thing Rob's not here. He hates those horns. But it's a way of the Whitney Forum. It's a loud place, and the fans are proud of it.
It is a great place for noise. It's not a great place for acoustics.
No.
Anne Murray played a concert here, said she would never come to this town again, kept her word. Everybody was happy about that. And it is a great atmosphere for noise, and the Whitney Forum crowd tend to contribute to all of that.
Ex-coach Tatarnik from Medicine, he hated it here and the noise, and of course he complained about it, and it got louder. back in those great playoffs.
Yeah, the 2022 year, yes. Jason Tatarnik, the former Estevan Bruin head coach, was a public enemy #1 here at the Whitney Forum. So it's 1-0.
We got to see some great hockey there.
That stuff was half the town was in the building on those nights.
Fire chief turned the other way.
Yeah, we'll go for a conference somewhere. We'll figure it out. So it's 1-0. Williams with the lone goal here as the Bombers try and get something going here deep in the Estevan end to start the second period off.
Guess who? Wyatt Stinton. Just having a great game so far.
Wyatt Stinton jamming away out of there for the Bombers.
Ryder Muka, since he had an illness, he came back and just really has had a great run here, and he had a good first period also.
Face off deep in the Estevan end. Miller wins it for Flin Flon, gives it back to the point for Fauchon. Fauchon moves ahead to Morozov. Morozov bounces it off the boards. Back into the corner for Lees. Lees tries to find Morozov. He can't do much with it. Harvey fishes it out for Estevan. That's Ron who takes it, sends it high. Back ahead for Knutson. Him and Williams, who's got an opportunity but couldn't win the one-on-one battle. Ashby now picks it up for Estevan. Fires that one high. Tritt didn't know where it went. Williams overskates it, but he's able to corral it, puts it right on net and scooped up there.
I think it went off Tritt and then off the post.
It did clang. I think it may have went off the corner. He didn't know where it was looking in for it, so he turned it around, and fortunate that it stayed out of the net.
Ryder Muka and Wyatt Stinton's birthday today.
Wow, there we go. To local products. As the Bombers try and get it out of the back of their own end. This is Miskew with it, does a little U-turn. Sends it over back to the other end for Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk can't do much with it. Lesperance tries a little, he gives it away to Rennie. Rennie can't get it as Yakimchuk's able to clean up his mess there. Try and clear it out for the Bombers. Ashby goes back to get it for the Bruins. Ashby bounces it off the boards. Off of Olsen. Olsen to Rennie. Rennie with a nifty move. Goes out. Oh, great opportunity there. Muller had a chance to pull the trigger. He couldn't get it. Had plenty of net, just couldn't shoot. Olsen fires it down the length of the ice, and Estevan showing a lot of gusto here in the opening part of the second period, Mike Slip.
Yeah, Bombers on their heels for sure.
Muller subs it down there for Tverdovsky. For Estevan, he's able to pick it up. Sends it down the width of the ice. Tritt's going to let Miskew at it.
That was icing.
That was definitely icing. You saw Tritt call for it, but he didn't get the whistle. Knocking it down is Ulmer for the Bombers. He's being accosted there by Elson. He just kind of blindly sends that one into the middle of the ice. Never a good play to take, but it got it cleared at least for then. Miskew back behind his own net as the Bombers, struggling to clear it here. Early goings of the second period. As the puck kind of goes with a flyby, and Lang's able to put it back behind the net for Estevan. Tritt trying to clear it. Olsen back to the top of the point. Big rebound back out in front. And Tritt's finally able to cover up there. It's Cramp. Comes in close. And a great opportunity for the Bruins.
Wow, they've been all over the Bombers start of this second period. Charlie Tritt's had to make a couple of saves, and he's sort of been left on his own devices back there for this start of the second. So Bombers have to pick it up a bit.
Yeah, Bombers seem just a little overwhelmed here in the opening couple of minutes here of period number 2. Estevan leading 1-0. Face off deep in the Flin Flon end. Drop the puck. There we go. Finally done. Lang has it back at the lines, able to put it into the corner for Harvey. Harvey overskates it. Can't do much with it there. It goes back to the other corner, and Muka and Williams jam away at it. Seitz trying to get something going here and move it over to Meunier. Meunier still in his own net. Oh, it's taken away here. Getzlaff with an opportunity. Seitz able to block it down. Big giveaway there for the Bombers. And Flin Flon finally able to clear it out and give Charlie Tritt a little bit of a break. Getzlaff picks it up for Estevan. Sends it over to Williams. Williams finds Harvey. Harvey's got some room. Moves it over to Getzlaff. Oh, a sprawling defensive play there by Nash Holmes. Great defense, and he's able to fight side. And here comes Briho. Briho shoots. Big save there, Dylan Adams. That's about as good as a look as you're going to have from Briho.
Yeah, another guy who's had a great season. You know, the Bombers missing some big names. You know, Lalamir's been out for a while. But Maverick Delisle, who's had a fantastic season. Sam Ward's played great.
Sam Ward on the back end. Landon Alexander's always missed because he just brings that physicality.
Yeah, Mike said that he wouldn't be back this weekend, hopefully for next weekend. But he is a physical beast and just had a great year. And he's a good hockey player all around.
Bombers have it back behind their own end. That's Arbery. He moves it ahead for Ewan. Ewan loses it, but then gets it back behind the net. Arbery tries to put something out in front. Nothing doing there. Knudsen gets it at the top of the circle. He lets that one fly. Comes back the other way. Rhett Ewan puts it back behind the net. Moving it around to Knudsen. Knudsen has that one knocked down by Beasley. It goes off the back of his leg. Goes madly off in all directions into the corner. Back to the point. Knocked away there by Adams as Beasley's able to tame the puck and move it over to Atzman, and Atzman falls down. He thinks Vachon tripped him. I think he just kind of got stuck in their own skates, and here comes Beasley for Estevan. Beasley leaves it over to Ashby. Ashby fires it down, goes it to the corner, coming back the other way, and here comes Stinton. Stinton with Ron. Stinton's gonna fire it down. Adams, he thought about coming it over his own net. But Arbery corrals it, moves it out in front. Great opportunity there by Reed Arbery. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. Back behind the Estevan net. They score! Oh, the nifty move. Lee's going to get credit for that one. I think it was Arbery. Yep. Reed Arbery.
That goal was all Reed Arbery. He worked his tail off, but, again, here we go. Joey Lees with a great pass out in front. Reed Arbery, Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, Arbery was going to tip it in here. That's why.
Yeah, but before that, he made some great moves to keep that puck down in that zone. Reed Arbery just having a whale of a season.
So Reed Arbery from Lees. I thought Lees put it at an awkward angle. I thought that went in, but it was tipped away there right on the doorstep by Reed Arbery.
Joey Lees. Just another guy having a great season.
And really come into his own this season.
He sure has. Marty Martinson asked me, he said, do you think this is the best Bomber team that's been around for the last few years? And I said, well, it's a most well-rounded Bomber team. There's no superstars like the Justin Lees or the Ryder Ringers or the those type of players. Alex.
Xavier Lapointe, somebody like that.
Yeah, so, but from top to bottom, here's another chance.
I was just looking down at my stats here. Now here come the Estevan Bruins. Trying to get something going here as we're tied at 1. Moves it out in front. Trying to get something going here. A little spin around move there. Tverdowski takes it back to the point. That one's knocked down by Miller. They jam away at it here, and here come the Flin Flon Bombers. Lees across center ice, going right across the Estevan line, puts that one on net. Adams didn't know where that was and almost went over his shoulder. Back the other way, here come the Bruins. Fire wagon action going on here. This is Elson going to go coast to coast. Big save there by Charlie Tritt. Yakimchuk trying to clear it for the Bombers. Sends down the length of the ice from Andrews. Collision there from Martin right underneath us as Elson fights for it. Henry picks it up for Estevan, gives it away, and back it goes. Estevan's got to try and send it back in, but Lesperance fires it down by Lang. Henry and Lesperance get into it almost at center ice, fired down the length of the ice, and finally, icing is called.
They got that one. There's been a couple both ways that I thought could have been icing, but weren't called.
As that's going to be Arbery's 17th goal of the year, tying things up here in the second period.
He's such a tough player too. He's a goal scorer, but he's a really tough customer out there.
Well, he's smart. Wherever the puck is, he just seems to have that sense. Now the Bombers have it deep in the Estevan end. This is Seitz with it. Tries to get it out in front. Opportunity there. Couldn't get Briuns to get a backhand going here, and we've got an injured Briuns. He lost his stick. There's activity going on in front. That's going to be the Bombers. Put it out in front. Oh, just going on behind the net there. Opportunity here for Flin Flon. Seitz puts it behind the net for Muka. Muka, tenacious, can't get off the puck, trying to find a lane to do something with it. Tries to send it to Briuns out in front. Opportunity there. Big opportunity for Muka. Coming out to challenge him is Adams. Muka gets it back. Muka lets it fly. And Adams is trying to stop the puck and get a whistle, but he just can't do it. Another big rebound comes back the other way. This is Seitz with it for the Bombers. Seitz over the Holmes, across the Estevan line. Sends that over to Briuns. Briuns just pokes it through, and finally Adams is able to cover up.
Dylan Adams, watching that, he just solid goaltending. Is the way goaltending is these days. I thought, he looks from here like he's a real big guy. Only 6'2", Ralph. You see the 6'4" goalies, but he's sure playing well tonight.
Well, you know, if goalies make those big double-stack spectacular saves, something has gone terribly wrong.
Yeah, no, that's what my son used to say. He'd make a fantastic-looking save. It's a great save. He said that was a mistake.
Wyatt Stitton has the opportunity to send it over to Ewan. Ewan coming up in the slot, nothing doing there. Arbery with it, the goal scorer for the Bombers, looking for more. Fires that one over to Knudsen. Knudsen, it just goes over Arbery's stick, moves it over to Fauchon. Fauchon brings it over to the corner. For Stitton, back to Fauchon with the point. He didn't able to get a clean go of it. And now Williams has it for Estevan. He leaves it for Harvey. Harvey at the top of the face-off circle, puts that on net. It's steered away by Tritt. Big opportunity there by Getzlaff. He just fired at it. And Tritt's able to cover up.
Charlie Tritt, he's really good at tracking the puck. You watch him, and he's like a golfer. Keep your head on the ball, and Charlie keeps that head on the puck, and he gets his chest square to the puck, and he just makes the good solid save.
Face off deep in the Bomber end. We're tied at 1. As the Bombers win the draw. Here comes Lees. Oh, I think that bounced off of Mounier and went off to Holmes. And back behind Tritt. Nash Holmes with it for the Bombers. Sends it over to Lees. Lees goes over his stick, and now it's going to go back the other way, and Adams steers that away. Miller with it for Flin Flon. Out in front, an opportunity, but there was nobody there to take his pass, and Holmes has to go back to retrieve it. Flin Flon behind their line are now going to fire it down, and this is Lees. Lees trying to make a nifty move here. Backhand again. No one was out in front. Put it out through the blue ice. That comes back the other way for Estevan. Holmes back to get it. Moves it over to Lees. Lees there accosted by Ashby. He sends it over to Miller. Sends it into the corner. That's Ron with it over to Beasley. Leaves it over for Lees. Lees trying to knock down the rolling puck. Sends it into the corner for Miller. Trying to find something into the crease. They move it over to Holmes. There's lots of activity going on in front of the Estevan net. It goes behind the net. Miller with it over to Morozov. Tries to get it at an awkward angle. Puts that one kind of on net and just takes a bounce and goes back into the corner. They jam away at it. Holmes trying to free it for Flin Flon. Lees is able to finally do it. Goes back into the other side as Martin knocks it down, loses it. And Holmes is able to get it, hops over his stick, tried to get it to the point. Makes a nifty move there. Fires it down the width of the ice. They're trying to feed it to Stitton. Stitton finally gets it. He's got Martin right in front of the Estevan Bruin net. Stitton very tenacious, trying to get off the puck. Kind of gets tripped, comes down and loses it. And that's going to be a penalty. That's going to be a penalty all the livelong day from Asmundsson. Cross-checking, and the Bombers will go on the power play.
Yeah, that was it. Nick, who is that?
Asmundsson?
Who the Bomber is? Martin.
Jack Martin got nailed by Asmundsson, yeah.
There was another icing they missed there. This one And I can see the Estevan coach telling the referee they were very upset that the Bombers iced the puck and it wasn't called, and they have every right to be.
Also, have you found it that the referees when it's tangled in the corner, they let go a lot longer than they used to?
Oh yeah, the last number of years, back in the day, the whistle would be quick, but
2 minutes for cross.
So it's a power play for the Bombers. Arbery at the point. Gets over to Fauchon. Back to Arbery. Arbery feeds it to Seitz. Arbery over to Fauchon. Fauchon back to Arbery. Creeps up a little bit, trying to find a shooting lane. Moves ahead for Fauchon. Tees it up one time. Great opportunity for Lees. Tried the big slapper, but didn't get everything he wanted on it. Lees moves it ahead to Fauchon. Tips it out in front. Opportunity there. Seitz fans on it. Had a lot of net, but couldn't get a lot of stick of the puck. And it goes back the other way, and Fauchon's going to retrieve it for the Bombers.
Flin Flon power play, number 1 in the league. Estevan Briuns penalty killed his third.
Bombers with it here. Fauchon, he overskates it, finds it for Holt. Fauchon has to go back to get it for the Bombers. There he's challenged there by Cramp. Seitz trying to get something going here from his own end. Moves it over to Fauchon. Fauchon loses it. It comes back over our way here. Seitz able to knock it down for the Bombers. And here comes Fauchon for Flin Flon, as they had the second game going early, but Estevan doing a good job disrupting that. Miller from the corner, trying to find something. He's got Stinton. Stinton over to Morozov. Morozov back to Stinton. Stinton looking for a lane. Stinton moves it, fires it down the ice there. Was Martin. And it comes back the other way, and Charlie Tritt has to get it for the Bombers. About 20 seconds to go here in the power play for Flin Flon. See if they can get one more rush going. That's Stinton trying to set it up for Miller, loses it. And now here comes Holmes here comes Rene, the speedster. This is Rene, top goal scorer in the league, makes a nice move. And again, Charlie Tritt, I don't know if he knew where that was, Mike.
No, he looked, he was in the right spot, but he wasn't sure he had it. Again, the Bombers, it was like the first period, but Estevan was slow to the start. Bombers were slow and then picked it up as Estevan did in the first. So Bombers showing a little spark. Of course, they have a 7-second power play here. They haven't, that all being said, they haven't really had a chance to set up much on the power play.
Face off deep in the Bomber end, and it looks like they're going to have a do-over here between Seitz and Williams. It kind of goes, the draw ends up being a draw. Here comes Braho for the Bombers. Across the center line, moves it across the Bomber line, and it's knocked down.
One too many moves
yeah,
right at the blue line.
Tried to do a little dipsy-doodle there.
Rio, just a great player. He's had a great, you mentioned Leo Seitz, another guy who's having a great season.
Well, you look at the top guys, Reddy and then for Estevan and the Bombers, usually they've got players on top, but they're not on top of it, but it's like every third player is leading the league in scoring. Briho tries to fish it out of his own end, or out of the Estevan end rather. Mounier with Beasley sends it over to Leo Seitz. Here comes Seitz for the Bombers across the line, top of the face-off circle. Lights trying to let it fly. Didn't do what he wanted it to do, and ends up just going into the corner for Beasley, who gets checked. Skates over it. That is Mounier back behind Seitz. They try to jab away at it in front. Nothing doing there. Nice defensive move there by Ashley of Estevan, and he sends it over to Beasley. And it is going to be knocked down by Charlie Tritt in the face-off deep in the Bomber end. And now we got some extracurricular activity going on there.
Nathan Mounier.
Mounier, and that's going to be of the Estevan Bruins.
Oh, he's going to call penalties.
Oh, they got a call on Mounier.
Cross-check on Mounier, and
I thought Holt and him were just going to let boys be boys, but they're going to the sin bin.
Yep. 4 and 4. Oh, and media timeout.
The fastest minute in sport.
Charlie didn't know it was a timeout. There he goes. gonna get a refill on the water.
Yeah, Charlie Tritt's got, he's the Hank Snow. He's been everywhere. He's been BC, he's been Humboldt, he's been Flin Flon.
Happy birthday, Parker.
And he's a great goalie, and the Bombers are lucky to get him.
Well, Mike Reagan, when he was talking about the Div 1 scholarship he got to Lake Superior State. They asked Mike, he's only been here 2 weeks, but Mike just knows, like, the work ethic that he has is something that he's just, like, very, very, I think, content with.
I know his billet. I work with her, and she was telling me the other day that he's up early every morning. The other morning he was up, and she asked him, "What are you doing up so early?" And he said, "Gonna go work out and then go to practice." So his work ethic is, she said, he's bought in. He's all about winning.
Not always the case with goaltenders. Some goaltenders can be a little peculiar, Mike.
Yeah, well, trust me, I know.
I know.
Rob Hart.
Well, that's right. Hey, was Munn Cup runner-up, just ask him.
Didn't see the ice, but he was on the team.
Tom Thumb League MVP.
I can't talk, so was I.
My trophy, most coachable. Face off deep in the Bomber end. Sean's able to get it for Flin Flon, but he loses it to Reddy. As we're 4 aside here after the penalty for the extracurricular activity between Muniz in the box there for the Flin Flon Bombers. And in the Simon there for Estevan, comes back the other way. Got caught up in my stats again. Got a poke on me here. We've got Reddy moving it up here for the Estevan Bruins. Takes it over to across the Bomber line, makes a nice move. Andrews has it ahead there. Holt and Mounier in the penalty box. Andrews has it, trying to, we're gonna, shades of 72 here, Mike, where you just kind of have the Russian defenseman would just hang out behind the Bomber net. Harvey's got an opportunity, great defensive play by Xavier Fashon, knocks it off of Harvey. Martin sends it back behind the Flin Flon Bomber net. Lees takes it ahead here. We'll see what he can do with it for Flin Flon. Fourth side for the next 50 seconds. The smooth skating Lees. Tries to get something going with it, but he's kind of accosted there by Andrews. Adams shoos away at it. It's able to be picked up by Holmes. Holmes leaves it for Harvey. Harvey bounces it off the boards. Sends it to Williams, but loses it to Jack Martin. And Martin's going to send it into the corner. Andrews with it for Estevan. Moves it over to Ron. Ron tries to get something going for it. Harvey can't knock it down. And both teams not taking advantage of this ample amount of space to get a run and gun going here, as they're just kind of content to have it in their own end. Holmes in the corner. They jab away at it. Nothing doing there. Williams is able to finally free it. Holmes back with it behind, tries to find Morozov with it. He's going to do a little U-turn and go back behind the Bomber net, and here comes Morozov for Flin Flon. Makes a nice move, comes up the center of the ice. Morozov there, knocked off by Breeze, and he goes down. Sights with it. He can't get the shot away. Morozov loses his stick. He tries to do a soccer play to it, goes back to Knudsen, it goes over his stick, and now here comes Enright with it for Estevan. Great defensive play by Knudsen to stop his momentum. Elson bounces it off the boards. Tverdovsky goes over his stick. Enright and Knudsen have been having a heck of a battle along the boards. Arbery looks to free it. He finally is able to corral it. Takes a bounce, goes behind Adams. I don't think he knew where that one was. Breeze sends it back behind the net, and here comes Tverdovsky for Estevan. He sends it over to Enright. Enright had it for Elson. That just goes over his stick, and again, I think Charlie Trent's not good at calling these icings, Mike.
That one I don't think was. They waved it off, but...
Well, Charlie Trent's giving the high sign. That's kind of throwing everybody off.
He gave the high sign there, and he was right. Charlie wants icing.
Yeah, he wants to get some Gatorade going on here.
He's been right for the most part, and linesmen have missed it. But that one, linesmen thought that the Bomber could have got at it, and I agree with him.
Great pace to the second period.
Yeah, it's fantastic hockey. It's as Rob says, the SHL is very, very entertaining.
Face off deep in the Estevan end. Holmes with it. Tries to find something out in front. That's Sights. There was a big miasma out in front of the net. Couldn't get it anything going there as Sights looking to come out and creep out in front. Sends it over to the point for Holmes. They fire it behind the Estevan net. Holmes back with it. Into the corner they go for Berho. Has rider Muka. Muka's looking for something from an awkward angle, but leaves it back to Holmes. Moles that hits on rate. Holmes at the top of the circle, puts that along the ice. Takes a hop. Mounier's able to get it back on the other side. Sends it back into the corner. Holmes jabs away at it, and it trickles into the Estevan, or to the Bomber end. Muka bounces it off the boards. Ashby trying to carry it down here. Lesperance. He kind of ran into Ashby, or else he would have had a clear lane towards Adams. We got a delayed call going on here. And it's going to be interference. Who is the assailant? That is the question. Looks like it's going to be Ashby of Estevan, and the Bombers are going back on the power play.
Yeah, he had his boys doing a great job over on the other side with the replays tonight. The assailant, as you say, had his arm around the other guy's neck. What was that word you said about in front of that? The mesomenate?
The miasma.
Miasma.
The wreck of the Hespers. Yeah, now here the Bombers are with the man advantage. That's Knutson with it at the point. Moves it over to Morozov. Whereas Rob would say, whole whack of people. Knutson at the point. Activity line. Frank goal. Miller scores! Bombers take the lead. Miller. Connor Miller. What a quick trigger. He's got hot hands there from Miller. A tremendous release on the rebound, and the Bombers take the lead.
Dylan Adams couldn't control it in his glove. He couldn't hang on, and it bounced out, and he had no chance on the rebound. Great. You know, that's one thing about this Bomber team. They're not afraid to go to the dirty part in front of the net. And, you know, in the past, the Bombers have outshot teams like crazy, but everybody says they were from the outside, and they were. And they didn't have anybody in front of the net, but this particular edition of the Bombers is very, very good at causing trouble to the opponent goaltender.
Connor Miller scoring for Flin Flon, giving the Bombers a 2-1 lead. I think we've got a slashing call here.
Oh, that's a bad call.
And just two penalties for Flin for two power plays for the Bombers. Just all of a sudden, Estevan gets a power play.
Wyatt Stinton got it, and he did poke at the Estevan goalie, but
Mike Reagan looking like Don Cherry throwing up his hands here.
I don't know. There's been a lot worse. I would have let that one go.
So now Estevan will get the man advantage.
But that being said, Dylan Adams did a great job of making sure the referee thought it was worse than it was, and that there's nothing wrong with that.
So the man advantage now here for Estevan, as the Bombers have built momentum off the Miller goal. Here's Andrews with it for the Bruins. That's Williams. Back to the point, puts it along the ice. That one just missing on the glove side. Brown with it for Estevan. Tries to bounce it off the boards. Asmundson with it, but that goes over his stick, and Michon tries to clear it. Oh, a broken stick there from Andrews. He's going up with the stick. Here comes Connor Miller again. A great sprawling move there by Williams. As the Bombers had a great opportunity there, shorthanded. Bouncing off the boards, the Bombers are able to clear and go off for a change. 2:44 to go in the period. 1:16 to go in the Estevan power play. Ron with it, gingerly coming over the line. He's got Arbery there to deal with. They kind of have a little collision there. Andrews tries to knock down a high bucket that goes back the other way. Arbery, he's going to try and challenge Andrews here a little bit, as Andrews is going to be patient and try and start from scratch. Moves over to Getzlaff. That goes over his stick. Yakimchuk fires it back to Lang. Lang being accosted here by Arbery, who is trying to wreak havoc here with the Estevan power play. They can't really get anything set. No cycle game going on yet for Estevan. Here comes Harvey with it. Takes a funny hop. Freeing back and sends down the length of the ice. And now here comes Mounier. Mounier with the opportunity. He shoots. Oh, and coming out. Adams is able to challenge him and knock it out. Great opportunity there, shorthanded by Mounier. As Estevan kind of in quite a state here, as it's a very disorganized power play. This is Getzlaff. He puts that on net, and Tritt's able to knock it down. And
Bombers nearly caught with too many men again, but they were able to avoid that. What a burst of speed by Mounier.
Yeah, Mounier was very motivated there.
Yeah.
And Adams, I think, made a great move coming out and challenging him, and that kind of threw him off a little bit because Adams has been a lot in his own net sitting back there for the majority of the game. Face off deep in the Bomber end. 11 seconds to go in the man advantage for Estevan. Getzlaff trying to put a shot away. Has it up for Harvey. And the Bombers are able to send it down the length of the ice. And Stinton's out of the penalty box over back to even strength. Stinton there with a burst of speed for Tverdovsky. He ties him up. Tverdovsky's able to put it into the corner. Trip from behind his own net. Leaves that ahead for Ulmer. Ulmer can't clear. Nifty move there for Williams of the Bruins. Tverdovsky from the point, and a glove save from Charlie Tritt.
Great penalty kill by the Flin Flon Bombers. That stat for the specialty teams on the penalty kill, the Bombers are 5th in the league. Estevan Bruins are 9th. The Estevan Bruins 3rd best power play in the league.
It seemed they never quite got settled. It was just...
And the Bombers haven't on their power plays either. Very similar.
Face off deep in the Bomber end. That's Rennie out there for Estevan, trying to win the draw. Moves that ahead to Breeze. Tries to fire it back to Rennie. Finding the play here in period number 2. 2-1 Flin Flon. Williams has it, but it takes a bounce off the boards, and Breeze has to go back to get it for Estevan. Breeze bouncing it off the boards. Ulmer takes a swing at it. Not much doing there. Fauchon keeps it into the Estevan end for the Bombers. And Tverdovsky has to go back and try and clear it for Estevan, bouncing it off the glass. Ewan sends it over to Ulmer. Great chance for Lees. Lees just got to corral it. He jams away at it with Tverdovsky, and now Estevan give away their own end. Big opportunity there by Lees, and another save by Adams. Lees back with it. Tries to put it in front with a backhand and a wraparound. Nothing doing there. Another big rebound put out by Adams. As the Bombers pouring it on here with 10 seconds to go in the second period. Ewan tries a backhander. Yakimchuk puts it on, blocked out in front. And that'll do it for the second period. Furious activity. A great effort there by the Bombers, closing out the period as they're able to get the equalizer and the go-ahead goal and try and keep this home game winning streak going here at the Whitney Forum. But it looks like the Estevan Bruins are going to make them earn it tonight, Mike.
Yeah, they sure are. Nathan Mounier not happy with a call, actually laughing with the referee. Charlie Tritt having a great, what were the shots? 12-9, so fairly even that period. Neither team really had strong power plays, so but super fast hockey and a lot of fun to watch.
Thought Estevan really got to go in there in the opening part, kind of had the Bombers back on their heels as the period went on. Bombers got the momentum, and it'll be interesting to see how things shake down in the third period. 2-1 Bombers. Williams the goal scorer for Estevan, Arbery, and Miller scoring for the Bombers. 2-1 Flin Flon heading into the third period. We're live here on Flow Hockey for the world infamous Whitney Forum. Bombers and Bruins, third period, when we return.
Arbery scored his 17th of the season. The assist to number 39, Joey Lees. Bombers took the lead at the 16-18 mark off a power play goal by number 21, Connor Miller, his 17th of the season. The assist to number 22, Ryder Knutson, and number 49, Jack Martin. number 29, Charlie Tritt. Here are your Flin Flon!
And we are back here with you for Bombers lead Estevan 2-1 heading into the third period. Williams scoring for Estevan in the first period, his 19th of the year. Arbery and Miller responding in the second period, both their 17th goals of the year. The Bombers take a 2-1 lead and putting that undefeated home win streak on the line here in the third period, Mike Slip.
Yeah, if Rob was here, you'd ask me, do you know how many times the Bombers had the lead in at the end of the second, what their outcome is?
Well, see, I don't like doing that stat because a lot of these Bombers weren't here when those stats were going on, so it's a...
They're perfect this year.
That's right.
They're perfect.
Perfect at home for sure.
No, if they're in the lead, Rob will tell you they're perfect in everywhere.
Home,
we'll
away,
see if
neutral site.
We'll see if that is the case this time.
2-1 Bombers lead it. Heading into the third period here, I'm Raphael Saray, sitting in for Rob Hart. Mike Slip helping us out with the call here on Flow Hockey as Holt tries to fire that one into the Tritt, doesn't get to him. As the Bombers try to corral it and send it back the other way. Andrews kind of kicks it down for Estevan, fires it down into the corner. Holt's gonna leave it ahead here for Asmundsen. Asmundsen, that was an early whistle there, as now we got Knutson and Asmundsen going at it here for the Bombers and Bruins. Early whistle there, because Tritt didn't cover up on that.
Beauchamp not happy with it.
And looks like we're gonna get a call here.
They're both going.
Back to 4 aside.
Mr. Knutson said, "I'll see you when we get back out."
Yeah, they're making some plans. Asmundsen going off for Estevan.
You know what's is great is that we get to see these two teams again tomorrow night here at the Whitney Forum.
Yes, if you were within earshot, come enjoy, bundle up, and come and check out the Bombers and the Bruins back at her here as Estevan making the lengthy trip from down south. That's Williams trying to pull the trigger on it. He had an opportunity in the slot, doesn't make it towards Tritt. Martin moves ahead to Meunier. Meunier, with that great stride, takes it across the Estevan line. He stops short, sends it over to Ulmer. Ulmer has it in the corner. Ulmer, nice moves there with it. Goes back to the corner, goes back to the point for Meunier. Leaves that there for Ulmer. Ulmer can't do much with it, and Estevan's trying to clear with it. But the Bombers are able to keep it in. Ulmer in the corner, trying to get it to the point. He's accosted there by Ron. That is for Sean in the slot. Trying to find a shooting lane. Tries to go wide, still with it. Moving it over to the point. Tries to find Holmes. Bounce off an Estevan player, and then Holmes ends up with it. Top of the circle. 4 aside here between the Bombers and Bruins. Lees moves it ahead to Vachon. Vachon with a big save there from Adams. Vachon in tight, and a great opportunity early for Flin Flon. As Estevan on their heels. And an opportunity there by Connor Miller as well, and Adams able to cover up as the Flin Flon taking advantage of all this open ice.
Beauchamp having a great game also. He's jumping up in the play, as is Meunier. Little more offense out of them than Ajit, although Beauchamp is very active.
Meunier seems to like the open ice because whenever he's in space, he tends to show off his skating ability. Back to the point for Lees. Lees trying to find a shooting lane with it. Yakimchuk is able to scoop it up for the Bombers. Sends it back to Lees behind the net. Tries to put it out in front. Shoots it off at an awkward angle. Adams able to make the save for Estevan. Rennie tries to clear it for the Bruins. He gets it to underneath us here, and here comes Rene, the speedy Bruin, league leader in scoring with tried to get a backhand. It just went high over the net of Tritt, and we've got another penalty, and this one looks like it's going to the Bombers.
Joey Lees is going off here as Rennie was tripped up. Oh, I don't know.
Or was he?
Is the Bruins coming this way? Oh, here's the replay. Oh, I missed it.
The referee's having a discussion here. Rennie definitely went down whether he's tripped or not. As we've got the Law and Order going on here.
The boys showed the replay and I missed it.
So it's going to be a 4-on-3 here for Estevan. Lee's going out for a trip.
Flin Flon bomber penalty to number 2.
As Andrews has it at the point for the Bruins. Opportunity here for Estevan to get the equalizer. Ron's out of the circle, moves it over to Andrews. Andrews back to Ron, lets that one fly. Misses wide. Andrews able to get back after it, bounces off the boards. Over to Williams, back to Ron. Ron makes a nifty move. Down low, feeds it to Andrews. And doing the splits there was Trent as he was able to, he lost his stick, is able to get it back.
Great save by Charlie.
Yeah, great dexterity there as the sprawling Charlie Stritt makes the save to keep it 2-1 Bombers.
I hurt myself watching that save.
It was, you gotta need some physical therapy after that one for sure. Here comes Estevan across the line. That's Ron, he can't let it fly or didn't find where he wanted it to go. In the corner of the Bruins, Ron's with it. Tried to find Andrews and went over his stick and back the other way, and now Stinton and chases Andrews back behind his net. 55 seconds to go and the man advantage now. It's 5-on-4 for Estevan. And here come the Bruins. That's Ron trying to put it into the corner. Get something out in front. Knocked down and sent back the other way, and Getzlaf goes to retrieve it for Estevan. Getzlaf leaves that for Lang. Lang can't do much with it as he's tied up, and here comes Olsen. Cash Olsen moves it over to Getzlaf. Getzlaf backhands it behind the Bomber net. Bounces off the boards, nothing doing there. Getzlaf at the point, moves it over to Lang. Langs it, moves it over for Tverdovsky. He jams at it. Tverdovsky goes over his stick, and here come the Bombers. Opportunity here for Omer. He gets tied up by Lang, and he's just firing it down the length of the ice, and both teams back to 5-a-side. Estevan trying to figure out what to do from behind their own net. Muka's there, kind of challenging Getzlaf to do something. He goes back the other way, bounces off the board. Sykes is able to knock it down. And it goes back to Tverdovsky. He sends it over to Olsen. Sykes slaps at it. And it goes back into the Estevan end. Tverdovsky bounces it off the boards. Great move by Fauchon. Fauchon tried to get it to Muka. I think it hit his skate and went down the length of the ice. 2-1, Bombers lead it. 50:02 to go here in the third period. As the Estevan Bruins kind of stuck in their own end again as the Bomber it's sort of a mix of speed and just tenacity of puck possession that I think the Bombers have more than the overwhelming team speed.
Yeah, the Bombers' forecheck tonight from the get-go has been very strong.
I mean, it's not nobody's slow. It's just both teams are really fast. That it's kind of an intangible that kind of equalizes itself.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing teams blow by the other one. So things like puck possession and trying to get off in physicality is going to be interesting to see how things shake down here in the rest of the third period. As the Bombers send it into the Estevan end, into the corner. Ron tries to clear it for the Bruins. Krant makes a nifty move. Can't do much there. Breeze fires it down, and Yakubchuk has to go back to get it for the Bombers. He's hit by Olsen. Rhett Ewan sends it down, trying to find something. Can't do much for Miskew as the intended receiver. Nothing doing there. Miskew back behind his own net, or tries to get back to behind his own net. He sends it over the head of Harley, and Lang picks it up for the Bruins. Over to Elson, the captain for Estevan. Fired it into the corner. Miskew tries to clear it. Stinton on the puck. He moves it back to Miskew. Miskew fires it down over to, a big hit there. As Williams jams away at it with Arbery. Arbery and Lang fight for it. Fauchon's getting in on it. Can't clean the puck. And finally, the officials. I don't know if this is an SJ thing, but I just found that, I guess the rule is if they lose the puck, or is this just a new school thing?
It's a hockey thing. It's been that way for the last few years. You know, back in when I was a kid, they'd blow that dead. But remember, a guy like John D'Amico, linesman, would climb the glass and get out of the way. Times have changed.
Mick Magoo would get involved.
Yeah.
Bombers have it deep in the Estevan end. Martin with it, but he loses it to Tverdovsky.
Sweet Knox.
Oh, yeah. Who was the guy? Francois Shampoo was always one of my favorites. Martin backs it in. Adams has to go get it for the Bruins. And away comes Estevan. Nifty move here by Harvey. He sends it over to Williams. It's just a bit offside.
I was happy. I went down stairs in between periods and saw ex-Bomber, ex-Kindersley Clipper Dawson Carroll up visiting the Lees family and doing some ice fishing. And I don't know if his mom is watching and listening tonight, but hello to the Carroll family. Dawson, a very good player, playing senior hockey in Saskatchewan, so good to see him.
You are a hardy stock. You are true Canadian if you're coming to Flin Flon for the weather.
You're hardy if you're out ice fishing. I'll tell you that.
Well, those guys are a hardy stock. It'll take a lot to get them off the ice, and it's nice and thick right now.
Yeah.
2-1, the Bombers lead it. Flin Flon trying to move it into the Estevan end. Nifty move there from Lee, sends it into the corner. Breeds back to get it for Estevan. Mrazov has it for the Bombers. Trying to feed it to the point where Frashon's hanging out. Lee's behind the net now. Oh, an excellent opportunity there from Mrazov. He gets nailed by Breeze right in front of the Estevan net. Ron jams away at it. And it goes back to back in front of the Estevan net. Fired down the length of the ice. And finally the play is called as Frashon was just behind it. 34-22, shots on goal in favor of the Flin Flon Bombers. Like you've seen probably mostly every game this year. The Bombers have ever been outshot this year?
No.
No, I don't think so at all.
No, and as I say, it's better this year because there's players going to the front of the net and making it tough on goaltenders.
Mounier back at center ice. Bombers are able to fire it down into the Estevan end. Muka with it, bounces it off the boards. Finds it in front, great opportunity there for Muka that goes off the net.
Great play.
As Ryder Muka was right where he should be and just missed it. As the Bombers pouring it on here about almost midway through the third period. Boy, that second period flew by. The third period, we're almost halfway through.
Yeah.
So it will be Seitz and Asmundson for the draw. It goes back to Muka. He lets it fly. Bounces off into the corner. They jab away at it. Andrews bounces it off the boards for Holt. Holt fights for it for Mounier, and Briuns able to pick it up for Flin Flon back at his own end. Here comes Briuns. He jams it away. Beasley steals it from him. Seitz goes after Beasley, and the Bombers maintain possession. Sending down the length of the ice, and this one's going to be called.
McGregor not agreeing with it. I'm not sure on that one.
It's been, I will say, inconsistent.
Yeah.
Those calls. So that'll send the face-off into the Bomber end. As Estevan has a little discussion here about what they're going to try and do. 2-1, Flin Flon leads it. Bombers win the draw, but it ends up into the point. Opportunity there for Harvey right in front. I don't know if Tritz saw that, but it comes back the other way, and here comes Leo Seitz. Seitz across the Estevan line. He's got Ewan with him. He bounces it off the boards. Able to get his own pass there. Ewan jabs away at it. Yakimchuk tries to put something on it. It ends up in front, and this one gets knocked down by a high stick. Leo
Seitz was showing a ton of speed there, wheeling around the net, and as you say, he got his own pass.
Well, that's what you were saying about these. He knows these boards.
Yeah, that's right.
Face off now deep in the Estevan end. 2-1 Bombers. Stinton wins the draw for Flin Flon. Goes back behind the Estevan net. Bouncing away on is Williams. Yakimchuk almost keeps that one in, but Getzlaff kind of blocks it with his shoulder, and here comes Williams across the line. Leaves it ahead. Oh, Ewan's able to steal it from him. Arbery picks it up. And takes it back the other way, and Williams has to do a U-turn. Moves it over to Tverdovsky. Tverdovsky across Sends it over to Williams. He puts a stick on it, but doesn't get much moving it ahead. And Rhett Ewan's got it for the Bombers. Coming back, looking over to, moving to Arbery. Arbery loses it to Ashby. Oh, and a big hit there from Arbery. And jaw-jacking going on between Arbery and Elson.
Yeah, Reed got him from behind there. I don't know.
5, you're thinking maybe? Or?
I don't know.
2's up on the board.
2 minutes. Yeah, that one, he was a little ways away from the boards, and I think it was Rennie, wasn't it, that he...
Oh, Olsen's the one who, I think he hit Rennie, but Olsen and then stuck up for him.
Yeah, Rennie, lucky he wasn't hurt.
Yeah, he's okay. And Olsen got up in his business here, so another power play for Estevan. 2-1 Bombers lead. Estevan with the man advantage. Williams from the point. As the Bombers, Knutson tries to tie it up for Flin Flon. Moving it ahead is Rennie. It's out in front. Opportunity there for Estevan, but it goes back to the point. Williams, top of the face-off circle, over to Andrews. Andrews has it bounce off the boards, and the Bombers are able to clear. Stinton going down for it as Adams comes out of his own net, and then Stinton blows a tire, and he's got to get back into the play here. Ron over to Andrews. Andrews can't nail it down cleanly. Here come the Bruins out front. Nifty little wraparound move. Thyro's got to pull the trigger. Rene finally shoots. They jab out in front, and it's getting whistled down. Another early call here.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very early whistle.
Sure was.
And now Asmundsson getting in there with Lees, and we're seeing the animosity build here.
Brett Ewan having words with Asmundsson. 2 really big boys there.
And I always love this kind of stuff happens and how it's going to carry over into tomorrow night, because the Bombers do these back-to-backs a lot.
Yeah, it's the boys get to know each other.
Well, because it was very, very Olympic. It was very all-star game, just a lot of skill going on here, but we're seeing the physicality build moving into the third period.
Yeah, and that's what happened last week with Yorkton.
Lees takes a wild swing at it, is able to clear it. Sends down the length of the ice. Adams back behind his own net to get it for Estevan. And here comes Andrews for the Bruins. Andrews bounces it off the boards. Knocked down there by Mounier. Mounier fires it back down, and that's Rennie having to scoop it back up for Estevan. Ulmer just hanging around, keeping everyone honest here for the Bombers. Lang trying to figure out what he wants to do with it as time ticks down in the Bruin power play. Lang's able to find Olsen. Olsen across the Bomber line. Olsen tries to put it out in front. Harvey was there, but he couldn't put any stick on it. Big whiff there from Getzlaff. Harvey chips away at it, and Trent finally is able to cover up.
Charlie Trent having a great third period here, making just great, solid saves.
You get that energy from him. He just seems dialed in, this guy.
He just calm and collect, and just gets, as I say, gets that big B logo square to the puck, and out on top of the blue paint, the SMM Bruins have nowhere to shoot it but at him.
Estevan wins the draw with the man advantage. Lang moves it up back to the other side of the point there for Ashby. Ashby fires it into the corner. That's Harvey with it for Estevan. He gets nailed. Knutson hits Harvey. Gets a response here for the Whitney Forum faithful. And comes back the other way. Here comes Miller. He's going to try and tie up Estevan. He's got great puck possession here. Look at the effort there by Miller. 2 guys on him, and he still can't get the puck from him. Tremendous puck possession there from Miller.
Still at it.
They jab away at it here. Killing this penalty. It's back to 5 aside. And Connor Miller, it's one of those things that don't show up on a score sheet, Mike, that really could be the turning point of a game.
Yeah, he killed a lot of that penalty with just tenacity. He's got to be tired.
Yeah, he's a little gassed there.
We got the media timeout.
The fastest minute in sports. Connor Miller went through 2 guys, then just he knew the assignment.
Yeah.
A lot of times it
was smart hockey.
Yeah, that was real smart. He was like, I got time to kill here. I'm just gonna tie it up, and 2 Bruins couldn't get the puck away from him. And now we're back to 5 aside.
35 to 23 shots total, 4 to 4 here in this period, and both goalies have made some great saves. Charlie Tritt, I think, probably the more
active,
tougher shots. Maybe is that the right word? I don't want to take anything away from Adams.
Well, there's shots and then there's legit chances.
Yeah, that's right. And really, if I'd probably I'd rather see scoring chances as a statistic than shots on goal, because sometimes a shot.
You're one of these analytic snobs, Mike Slip. You're one of these guys who wants AI to take over everything. Shots on goal, the way things have been done since Danny Gallivan.
Yeah, I don't trust the shots on goal.
Well, there is that.
And, you can take a shot from the other end that trickles in and it's a shot on goal. Where a scoring chance, goalies make saves that actually aren't on the net.
Well, with all the video work done, the coaching staffs take way more interest in scoring chances than shots on goal for sure.
You're right.
Nice little backhand move there by Stinton. An opportunity for Ewan. Out in front, Stinton, great chance, covering up his Adams.
That first one went off the post, and then Adams making a great save, recovery save there.
You got wide Stinton and Rhett Ewan way out in front. That's very dangerous territory for Estevan to have those guys in so tight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Face off deep in the Estevan end. 2-1 the Bombers lead in a tight but speedy game here on a chilly night outside. Action hot here in the Whitney Forum. Marbury's got it for the Bombers. Puts it out in front of Knutson, or back to the point. Forshawn tries to work it around. Stinton, he blows a tire, or he gets kind of mauled up against the boards and hits the side of the net. Back to the point for Knutson. He lets that one fly. Big save and a big rebound there given by Adams. Arbery's able to scoop it up. He loses it to Williams. Williams finds Breeze behind the net. Estevan just can't clear as Arbery goes for the hit on Breeze rather than play the puck. Stinton lost his stick. Ewan's got it for the Bombers. He's accosted there by Williams. It just trickles through the blue paint, but there's nobody there for the Bombers to try and poke it home. Still kept in for Flin Flon. Great opportunity here as Arbery sends it over to Stinton. Stinton, I think, went off to get a new stick. Finds Seitz. Ewan trying to corral it out in front. He sends it over to Seitz. Seitz being tied up there by Ron. Back behind is Ewan. Ewan whiffs at it. In the corner they go. Muka is being accosted there by Breeze. Trying to get something off into the point here. Just trying to get a shot away. Williams back at it for Estevan. They finally bounce it off the boards and are able to go off with a change. But here comes Leo Seitz. Briho fires that one down the length of the ice. Ashby with it for the Estevan Bruins. He passes it over to Mounier. Mounier jams away out. He's got Muller on him, keeping him honest. And they lose it to Harvey. Harvey, he runs into Holmes and Mounier. Good defensive play there for Flin Flon. They bounce it off the boards. Try and do a line drive there. Tverdovsky is able to catch it and put it back down on the ice. Fires it down. Tried to find Muller. He was checked by Mounier.
Charlie with another icing call.
Yeah, he's... It's his suggestion, I guess.
Oh, that was a high stick. It was a puck, on the puck. The referee had this whistle to his mouth and decided not to call it.
Oh, fair enough. Ulmer moves it across the Estevan line. He finds Lesperance there. It bounces off his stick. Tverdovsky going back to get it for Estevan. Moving it ahead here is Cramp. He can't do much with it. Ashby tries to find something going for Estevan, but it comes back the other way for Martin. Martin sends it over to Lesperance. Lesperance in the corner. Back to the point they go. Over to Ulmer. Ulmer can't find the handle on it, and he gets checked by Cramp. And the Bombers are able to go off for a change, but Adams comes over and makes a save. Ashby with it. He's trying to find Onrate. Onrate has it, but it just takes a funny hop, and Lees is able to take it into the corner there for Ashby. Tried to check him, but missed. Yakimchuk backs it into the Estevan end of the Bombers. This forecheck, this control, puck possession, very strong for Flin Flon here in the third period with 5:10 to play. Oh, but they give it away. Opportunity for Asmundson. Oh, it ends up in front. Tritt doesn't know where it is. It goes back the other way and rolls, and that was the best opportunity that the Estevan Bruins had to tie it, Mike. Activity going on in front of the Bomber bench. Miller with it, fires it down. Lang bounces it off the boards. Yakubchuk, it overgoes his stick. Holt with it. He's very tenacious. As the Bombers, Morozov bounces it off the boards, and here comes Arbery. Arbery takes it from Andrews. Tries to feed it the other way. Great opportunity there. But another save by Adams, and Lang ties up the puck over to Fauchon. Fauchon puts that on net. Stinton doing a great job trying to screen Adams, but just misses on the blocker side. Opportunity here from Morozov. He has it in the corner. Over to Fauchon. Fauchon has that one blocked by Holt. Fauchon again. Dylan Adams has got his head on a swivel here as the activity coming in fast and furious from all directions as the Bruins finally able to go off. Tritt steers that one over to Knutson. It's a giveaway. Over to Beasley. Makes a nifty move. Great coming out by Tritt there. Challenging Beasley. Huge save by Charlie Tritt. As Ron tries to get a shot away, he can't do it there. Bombers send it down, the referee falls down, and that gets a big ovation for the Whitney Forum. Harvey also, he blows a tire. Knutson's able to get to the puck first. They work their way around to Tverdovsky. He slides that one along the ice. And here come the Bombers. Ryder Muka. Oh, he combines with Tverdovsky. Muka is down. Tverdovsky a little better for wear, slow to get up, and coming back the other end for Ron. Ron gets himself tied up by Holmes. As Muka is hurt, he goes off to the bench here. Play continues as Briuns, top of the face-off circle for the Bombers. Moves that ahead, an opportunity there from Lesperance, fires that one just wide. 2:47 to play. Briuns with it. That one gets tied up by Andrews. Holmes back, puts that one along the ice, and it's steered away by Adams. Bombers send it down the length, or Estevan sends it down the length of the ice. Tritt finally covers up, and that was a long stretch without a whistle, Mike.
Yeah, Ryder Muka just got nailed in open ice. I don't think it was a dirty hit. I'd like to see it again, but
I think they just collided and he got the worst of it.
I think you're right, Raph, and he got it in the face. Trainer having a look at him. He's sitting on the bench.
Tverdovsky and Muka, yeah, he went down. Tverdovsky got the better end of it, but I don't think it was anything malicious.
No.
So 2:28 to play. We'll keep an eye out on the Estevan net here as Mounier has it for the Bombers. Sends that one just wide. Olsen's able to get it for Estevan. He fires it down, but Fauchon's there for the Bombers and puts it down, loses it to Ashby down into the corner. Andrews fires it down here as you're trying to feel the urgency of Estevan just trying to get something on net to try and tie this one up. And the Bombers trying to hold on here with 2 minutes to go. Andrews sends that one down the length of the ice. Knutson can't play it cleanly. Estevan swarming. Omer comes in to bail him out and is able to do it. And this keeps Adams back in his own net.
Hockey fans, here is tonight's
We're just checking the 50-50 here, Raph. It
All right.
doesn't look good. Oh, no.
Ticket number QQ.
Well,
1-1.
Jamie Smalley was, I believe, the only Flin Flon Bomber color man with Rob Hart one night to win the 50-50.
No, I did it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
All right.
And now my wife bought the ticket, but she bought it for me. So
Oh, well, there we go.
time out here. Yeah, I'm sure the Estevan Bruins want to have a chat about getting the goalie out. Rob Hart would have had that goalie out 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, for those who want to hear Rob Hart, he's calling the TV game between Yorkton and Kindersley tonight. He'll be back on the radio call tomorrow, so we'll be on Flow Hockey as well as FlinFlonOnline.com.
Hardy, a TV star.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, TV's a very aesthetic medium, so now that guys like Bob McKenzie and Chris Berman are no longer on TV, you need somebody like Rob Hart to bring that eye candy out.
Yeah, that's right. They're looking to get the female audience.
Well, that's the whole thing. You could have You got Terry Bradshaw, all these good-looking guys here.
Yeah.
So the faceoff will be deep in the Bomber end. 1:43 to play.
Net is empty.
Oh, indeed it is. 6-on-5, Estevan going for it here. Why not, as Lees tries to poke that one through, makes its way down, and the play is whistled down. Icing is called.
Yeah, I thought that maybe one of the Estevan players touched that, but I guess not.
Bombers top team in the SJHL. See what happens tonight. Battleford and LaRonde, as would be quite an upset if the Ice Wolves were able to pull that one off. And the Bruins and Bombers here, not only tonight, but tomorrow night as well. And they'll do a do-over here. Net is empty for Estevan. Knutson bounces that one off the boards. And here comes Omer. Omer with just missing. Omer gets it back though. Omer puts it out in front. He had Lees on the doorstep. He couldn't bring it home. Here come the Bruins. Atkinson bounces that one off the boards. Trent can't see it. Behind the Bomber net it goes. It bounces around. Edmondson tried to put it in. Andrews at the point. Who's that head for Ron? Getzlaff lets that one fly. Great block opportunity there by Omer. Andrews can't get it back. And now it's making its way, and it is going to be ice again. Nope, they're going to say it. Hits a one. Final minute of play. Bruins trying to pour it on. The Bombers had an excellent opportunity to have the nail put in the coffin right there with Lees. But now Atkinson has it into the Bomber end. Bounces it off the boards. Bombers send it down the length of the ice, goes through the referee's legs, and that one is finally called. Huge opportunity there for Lees to put it home.
Yeah. Maybe too good.
It's kind of when you get those opportunities, you're just kind of stunned that this is happening to you, and you just hesitate a split second.
That's right.
37.4 seconds to go. A good tilt here between the Bombers and Bruins. Two teams steeped in Western Canadian hockey tradition. Andrews with the draw, tees it up one time for Williams. That one doesn't make it into the net. Comes back the other way. And it will be another face-off deep in the Bomber end. As the clock is going on here, and Estevan's watching that, and the Bruins coach Drew Koser is like, hey, guys, I'd say 5-6 seconds at least should be going back up on the clock.
And the referee is telling him to relax. They know it's a mistake, and they're going to fix it. There it is.
Mike Reagan having a good laugh at it.
Mike Reagan not.
Oh, they put up about 10 seconds on it. They overcorrected. Face off in the Bomber end. Knutson's able to scoop it up for Flin Flon. Trying to tie it up, fire it down.
Another icing. You got to be patient. It always sort of bugs me that players do that. Just bounce it off. Don't worry about the goal, because you're giving the other team chances here on their offensive zone faceoffs.
And every second is precious here. Just tie it up. Just stick handle. Do what you can.
Yeah.
Face-off won by Estevan. Andrews with it. Can't get it towards the net as Knutson's able to block it. Andrews back with it, moves it to the point for Ron. Ron trying to find a shooting lane. Oh, great save by Trent. Through a lot of screen and a lot of bodies. That was a dangerous shot, and Trent very calmly is able to make the save there.
Again, just out to the blue, and that logo just facing the puck and able to corral it into his stomach. 15 seconds left.
Face-off deep in the Bomber end. Bombers able to tie it up and win the draw. Pershawn bounces it off the board gently. That's a smart move.
That's exactly what they
goes down the length of the ice, and Estevan will have one more rush maybe if the Bombers don't tie it up. They fire it back down. And Knutson will corral it, and that is it. Flin Flon Bombers in a fun one here against Estevan. Pick up the 2-1 victory. Flin Flon now 17-0 at the Whitney Forum winners of 9 in a row. A valiant effort by the Estevan Bruins as the sultry sounds of Neil Diamond plays throughout the Whitney Forum. And Mike, I think it was just what we were talking about a little bit throughout the game. The depth of the Bombers really showing through in this victory.
Absolutely, and I say it every game this year. It's so hard to pick the stars. But another great team victory for these Flin Flon Bombers.
Somewhere we've got a three-legged moose running around tonight as Flin Flon holds on. Bombers win, but I do like this Estevan team.
I do too. It's good, solid goaltending.
As the Bruins fall 2-1, Bombers win the shots on goal battle as well, 39-26. As the Flin Flon Bombers pose for a photo, we'll let Mike Slip go through his intense stats and analytics and pick our 3 stars and maybe a warrior of the game if he's feeling like it.
Yeah, it's tough. I am working at it.
Well, it was so now 17-0 at home for the Flin Flon Bombers. Very impressive. 9 wins in a row now for Flin Flon. Top team in the SJHL, ranked number 13 in the country. As Flin Flon is, I was talking with Marty Martinson on the Estevan broadcast. He was asking me too, like, is this one of the better Bomber clubs that you've seen? Other Bomber clubs, maybe a little flashier, maybe got a little more hype behind it, got a little more flair. But if you're talking about just grinding things out, winning hockey games and doing things the right way, this Flin Flon Bomber team, top to bottom, the deepest we've seen in a while, and kind of a team built for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's they go up against these tough teams and they grind out a 2-1 win. But again, outshot the Estevan Bruins 39-26. I got him here. You ready?
All right, 3 stars.
I don't know if I'm right. But
all right, well,
number 3, I'm giving to Xavier Beauchamp. I thought he played fantastic tonight. He was tenacious. He great keeping the puck in the offensive zone and jumping up in the play. That's our 3rd star. I'm going to give Wyatt Stinton the 2nd star. Same thing, tenacious and just a lot of good opportunities. The 1st star going to Charlie Tritt. In that 3rd period, he held it. It was him who won the game really for the Bombers, and that's what Coach Reagan says. He said he doesn't have to make the most saves. He just got to win the game, and he did.
That's exactly what he did. As you have a warrior of the game.
I'm going to give. This is tough. I'm going to give it to Nathan Mounier.
Yeah.
Again, jumping up in the play. I think it was one of the better games I've seen Nathan play. He's had a great season. Don't get me wrong. But Dylan Adams for the Estevan Bruins gets an honorable mention on there. And who was it who, down at this end, Raphael, that did the great job of killing that penalty, the forecheck? Was that Connor Miller?
Connor Miller, with 2 guys tried to take the puck from him, and he tied up, and I mentioned that was kind of the TSN turning point, if you will. That was a gutsy play and just a smart, grown-up hockey play.
Yeah, Connor Miller is put in there for honorable mention for warrior of the game. So that's it, Raph. Charlie Tritt, just a good, solid goaltending job, and at the other end, Dylan Adams, I thought, played very well too.
Poised as the word comes to mind. And Dylan Adams, a lot could be going on. His hair could be on fire. The ice could be melting, and he is going to be, you can call him Cucumber Boy, as in cool as a. That'll just about wrap things up for our broadcast here on Flow Hockey. Thanks for being patient, as Rob Hart will be returning back tomorrow night, as Flin Flon and Estevan will do it one more time. And if this was a little appetizer, we got a big meal coming up. The sequel looks to be something for tomorrow night as the Bombers look to continue their undefeated home game streak. For Mike Slip, I'm Raphael Saray saying good night and good hockey.